campaign, there was over 20 different weather detachments of weather personnel in the operation. So that's the biggest, that's the big one, that's the obvious one. I'm gonna talk about a few other ones that maybe you haven't heard of. So here's just a laundry list of that. The jet stream, probably one of the most commonly discussed. You turn on a TV weatherman, and the first thing they usually talk about, the jet stream's doing this, and you know, that wasn't always the case. The jet stream did have a beginning, at least insofar as our understanding. And this is how the story goes that they learned. So it was late fall of 1944. And you know, America is at the doorsteps of Japan. Japan's reeling from the American air and sea power. They're getting ready to close out the conflict, and they're located. There's two weather forecasters, the 20th Air Force forecasters, Captains Bill Plumley, Reed Bryson. They were located in Saipan in the Pacific. And on one particular day, they calculated a forecast of 168 knot winds at 30 to 35,000 feet for the next day's B-29 missions over Tokyo. The commanding general at the time, he angrily challenged them. He said, they challenged their forecast, told them to do it again. To which the captains promptly said, yes sir, we'll go do it again. So they went back to their charts and the analysis, and they came up with the same forecast. And of course the general wasn't pleased, but he said, never you mind, we're not going to listen to you, we're going to go on with the mission anyways. Which they did, and the mission was an utter failure because they weren't able to hit the target. When the general came back, he profusely apologized to them and said, you know, we measured 170 knot winds. And so as a result of this, the Army Air Forces, they went back to the Professor Carl Gustav Rossby. Some of you may have heard of him. And the Army Air Force asked him, what about these strong winds? To which Carl Rossby replies, he says, why don't we, let's call it the jet stream. And so the name stuck, and there we have the jet stream originating from this late World War II mission.